Okay, it's Monday, the 18th of March. We've got cold temperatures this week, pretty chilly days, colder nights, and we have some interesting weather that's going to come in later on this week. And then something interesting that you know how I look ahead, something that could make Easter quite interesting for a lot of people. Now, I know you're saying snow, and yeah, I'm talking snow, but that doesn't mean everybody's going to get it. Again, what I was saying is north of 78 over by Indiantown Gap, 78 runs into 81. And then I would say mostly everything to the west and everything to the north have at least a couple of chances of snow. We have some clippers moving by this week that could drop some snow along the extreme northern parts of Pennsylvania. But right now, I wanted to show you this. This is basically why it's cloudy. We have a low pressure system off the coast, and we have some squalls and flurries coming off the lakes. You can see here's your squalls coming off the lakes. Um, normally areas that get squalls in Pennsylvania, it's the Laurel Highlands, and then it's off the Lake Erie up here. There's some squalls that come off. They strengthen as we get into the late afternoon hours, but then they'll, as you can see, there's a trough that's going to, not trough, but I call it like an Alberta clipper that's going to come by, but it's basically to the north of Pennsylvania, but it's still going to bring in overnight a chance of flurries. Now this is the Alberta Clipper here. This is tomorrow morning around 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, and you can see it wouldn't take much to come down into Pennsylvania, but it just kind of clips the northern part of PA, as you can see there. This is like tomorrow night around Tuesday night around 7, 8 o'clock. And it's just to the north, and just a lot of flurries and stuff like that, and not really anything to get excited about. And then we get into Wednesday, still got these flurries and squalls going on. And in southern parts of PA, it's kind of warmed up a little bit, but you got some sprinkles and showers down there. This is Wednesday during the day, and then this takes you out into Wednesday evening, and you still got some flurries and squalls coming off the lakes. And again, this map here takes you to late Wednesday afternoon, evening hours, around 7 o'clock, and you can see, nothing really to get crazy about. Highest elevations of the Laurel Highlands get it off of the northern part of PA, Erie, down towards Bradford, an inch or so. But again, some of it melts as it hits, but that's where it's at. If you're looking for the heavier squalls, again, south of Buffalo, and then up here in the plateau region off of north of Syracuse here, they can get a little dump on that. But that's not really the big story. Now, here's where it gets interesting. A low pressure system forms in the Gulf of Mexico. Hasn't been a lot of those in the last 20 years that start down there, but there's a low pressure system that starts down in off of Florida Panhandle in the Gulf, and it's going to slowly work its way north. Now there's cold air up north to work with in some areas. We'll get to that in a second, but I just want to show you the path of this. It's going to work its way off the coast of the Carolinas, and as you can see, when it's off the coast of the Carolinas, it does start snow up in Pennsylvania. This is Friday night around 7, 8 o'clock, and you can see snow. Um, and you'll see this thing slowly work its way up. Now, this takes you to about 3 or 4 hours later, and you can still see snow in Pennsylvania going on as this thing goes. Now, the big question is just how close to the coast, and does the air stay cold enough in most areas? Now, this model here, GFS, shows it changing over as it comes north because the low moves inland. But if the low stays off the coast, that's a no-go for the mix. Again, this takes you now to around 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's Friday night into Saturday morning, and then you see it keeps the low inland. Now it's over Virginia, and you can see it's changing it over to freezing rain and then rain in southeastern PA, heavy rain, heavy sleet to the north, and freezing rain as this thing goes by, and then up into New England and out that way. And so the question is just what is it going to do? Okay, so this is your GFS simulated precipitation, and this is around 10 o'clock on Friday night. And you can see it's snowing for a lot of Pennsylvania. Extreme southeastern PA, it's rain. Out by Pittsburgh, it's rain. Now, this all changes based on the direction, but as you can see, in the overnight hours, it mixes here and still snowing to the north, and then it changes over and then kind of pulls away Saturday afternoon and out of the area. If that happens the way that's showing, um, that's your snowfall. So again, the city itself, nothing. The suburbs, dusting maybe. They get a little bit of snow in the beginning and it switches over to rain and washes it all away. But basically, Reading, Allentown to the north, there's snow. The heavier snow again, 78 west of 81 here. So pretty much run across like that and then down, and the heavier snow back up in here. Now that's the one scenario, and that shows that's with the low being down here. Some of the thing I look at is the low being out here, and that would bring this further down, and that's what we have to watch for. Now, you all know that when we look in the Celsius temperatures, -8 um, and 850 millibars is kind of where you look where the heaviest precipitation at, and then north of that, you kind of think it's snow. Now, this is before the storm comes cranking up. And again, this shows it coming inland. But here's Friday morning, and it's the precipitation's down there. And you're going to see this line based on this map. You're going to see it lift. And this is the afternoon. And here comes the precipitation up, and it lifts. And so it makes this area change over and this area not cold enough for heavy snow. But then as this storm goes by, you can see this thing pull back in. Now, here's the thing: if you're studying this, you'll see the cold air trailing in behind it. If you're studying this thing and the low pressure shot here moves everything to the east, so then you have to be careful. So we're going to have to watch when this thing forms down in the Gulf midweek and see exactly where it goes. But I want to show you. Everybody's saying, "Well, that's winter's last gasp." Here's winter's last. This is Easter, okay, and you can see it has a low pressure system off the coast of New Jersey. Now, this is very impressive, and I'll show you why. This puts a low pressure system around the 29th, 30th of March. Um, and it's a low pressure system off the coast, and it's just in the right spot. So we have to keep an eye out for these kind of things, especially this late in the year. It can go either way sometimes, but it looks like at least parts of PA we're going to get some dump of snow later on this week, so you should be aware of that. And tomorrow I'll do a video, and it'll be just about the weekend, our Friday storm, and we'll try to nail it down a little bit better tomorrow. But just giving you a heads up that this is a chilly week and that you got something going to happen. And again, like I showed you on the map, who's going to get it, who won't. It's just a matter if that low goes a little bit further off the coast. And remember, the warm air, there's warm air off the coast, the waters are warm, and it likes to go that way. And it kind of makes me think sometimes that, well, I might pull it further out, and then you'd have to readjust your numbers a little bit. So we'll just see what happens. All right, everybody take it easy, and I'll be back on tomorrow.